What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Hey man, before we get into anything in this video, make sure that you like and share it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get all updates. Hit the post notification bell. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So many serious conversations to have right now, man. So much going on in the game. We've got Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, who have both penned open letters to the press, to the public, and to their detractors, right? Megan Thee Stallion wrote a letter with Elle magazine where she spoke about her situation with Tory Lanez, everything she's had to overcome, how she's planning to move forward, and how she will not be doing any additional interviews to try to defend herself, to reflect on that past situation, or anything. If you need a definitive answer about how she feels, you're gonna have to reflect back to this Elle magazine piece. Tory Lanez, on the other hand, has written a letter, an open letter to the California Los Angeles district attorney, basically stating he believes he's been illegally arrested, illegally detained, illegally charged. We're going to go over a little bit of both letters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to dissect anything. I'm not going to try to go too far into anything. I'm not taking anybody's side. If I had to say who I believe in this situation, I have to go with the person who was injured. I have to go with the person who would effectively be known as the victim. There's not enough evidence. There's not enough anything out there to go against Megan in this situation. You could say there was confusion, maybe so, but there's clearly injuries. There's clearly footage of her in the ambulance being nursed for those injuries, whether it was a bullet, whether it was glass that came from a bullet being fired. That's enough for me. If it ain't enough for y'all. So let's get into Megan's letter because this came out first. In so many words, she says that for years, her attacker made jokes, made light of the situation that they went through, made light of her trauma, and she had to endure it. She had to listen to an album, or had to at least be made aware that there was an album out there from this gentleman. He was talking about her the entire time. He made this project acting like they were so madly in love, and I don't even think they were together for more than a few months. Megan doesn't even acknowledge that they were in a relationship. They were hanging out. They were really close friends, definitely having a little bit of intercourse along the way. But that doesn't mean that they were actually in a relationship. We see this all the time in real life. We see this all the time with celebrities. Please don't act like y'all don't know what be going down. And please don't act like y'all don't know no women out there that be trying to sideswipe and erase a nigga name off their list because they disgusted by his ass. So don't act like that's the first time y'all heard of that neither. Nonetheless, she says, I don't want to call myself a victim. As I reflect on the past 3 years, I view myself as a survivor because I have truly survived the unimaginable. Not only did I survive being shot by someone I trusted and considered a close friend, but I overcame the public humiliation of having my name and reputation dragged through the mud by that individual for the world to see. She even talked about how she had to deal with the fact that people were making jokes or speculating that her former best friend was actually the one that fired the firearm at her when she knew the truth. Although she said her truth numerous times online, people went out of their way to not believe her. People went out of their way to humiliate her. Celebrities, people that she would consider her peers, unfollowed her, began to stop supporting her, all off of rumors. And from that, she says she fell into a depression, didn't want to make music, and she was in a low place. And she says that she felt like she received all of this backlash and lack of support because of the fact that she came across as somebody who didn't need help. Because she's tall, because she continued to push through and do shows, put on this front-facing smile, dance, all of the things that she probably shouldn't have been doing, or in many people's case, they probably couldn't have been doing. She went out there and did it to solidify her space in the game, solidify her bag, because there's a lot of people investing in her future and in her success that she could not stop. But nobody really knows all of the effects that lingered on throughout that entire process. Within that letter, she also goes on to say that she's working on new music, she's trying new things, and that she's excited to get back out here and explore those sounds with the world. What I interpret that as is hopefully she's trying to expand her palette musically. Hopefully she doesn't feel like she has to continue to make nothing but thought anthems just to be successful as a woman in hip hop. I would love to see her evolution continue to step up over time. Not to say that she can't make ratchet anthems and stuff like that, because I do think there's a time and a place for that. But that Traumazine album for me just wasn't it. And as she tried to make songs to show her growth, you know, she talked about coming out of a dark place. I don't think that that was the best way of expressing it. So hopefully this next project, whenever it comes, kind of makes up for that. As for Tory Lanez, like I said, he penned an open letter to the Los Angeles County District Attorney claiming that he's actually innocent of the shooting that occurred towards Megan Thee Stallion. He says he's been illegally convicted. Tory says, "Dear George Gascon, I write this message with the utmost humility, love, and respect for the remarkable stance you've taken in regards to fighting for the justice of black and brown minorities. Today I took a stance as an innocent black man wrongfully convicted of a crime I did not commit. I've watched 2 district attorneys from your office by the names of Kathy Ty and Alex Bott unlawfully misuse their authority to hide and suppress any and all exculpatory evidence that exonerates me or furthers my innocence. I was completely robbed and deprived of a fair trial. On May 8th, my lawyers will be arguing a motion for a new trial. Not only do I owe it to myself to fight for my freedom, but I owe it to my 6-year-old child, my family, fans, and most importantly, the hundreds of thousands of black and Hispanic minorities that cannot adequately fight for themselves. For 3 years, the prosecution has manipulated a false narrative that has left me with no choice but to expose and make aware of the practices, the behind-door deals, and the unjust system used to illegally convict me and countless other minorities. We elected you because of your outstanding eminence in making fair and current judgments in the justice of people of color. Mr. Gascon, I come to you today as a wrongfully convicted man, not asking for sympathy nor compassion, but for you to simply do what is fair and right by the laws of California, and most importantly, in the eyes of God." This statement has subsequently received about 181,000 likes on Instagram, pleading for his life and his freedom. Now, the prosecutors have been doing their best to get this retrial, new trial date decline, get it thrown out. And the prosecutor's position is that Tory Lanez attorneys have filed a baseless claim, and that there are a number of reasons why their client wouldn't be entitled to a new trial. For one, a new trial may only be granted if the defendant can demonstrate a reversible error or other defect, right? The prosecution argued that Lanez's arguments for a new trial are based on facts that they didn't dispute in the original trial. So by definition, there's no defect. Secondly, Lanez wasn't denied the right to counsel under the 6th Amendment, and neither was any of the evidence, including the admission of DNA evidence. Moreover, the alleged improper evidence wasn't objected to at trial, making it proper by the letter of the law. The prosecution believes Lanez's claim that he wasn't allowed to testify at trial and that his rights to due process were violated, and they say that is also false. He had equal opportunity to testify if that was what he wanted to do, which is why, me personally, I don't understand. You sat there in court, listened to all of the accounts, you listened to all of the witness, you watched everyone else take the stand, you decided not to defend yourself in a court of law, ended up receiving a conviction, awaiting sentencing, and now you want a new trial. I just don't understand. Now, I get the fact that you could easily incriminate yourself even more when you go and take the stand. You know, you can crack under pressure. You could say things that might further make things worse for yourself. But now that the shit done hit the fan and it didn't go the way that you want, now you're trying to scramble, scrape, and try to win over the opinion of a judge when you had ample opportunity to do so for months. I just don't get it. I'm not in that position. I pray I never find myself in that position. But, you know, to be honest, I just don't think there's enough of his dad crying that's going to help him in this situation. Just keeping it a buck. And to be 100,000% clear, I don't think there ever should have been no gun in the possession of anyone in that situation. It should have never been fired. Whatever transpired between that and the pulling of the trigger, her feet becoming injured, I don't have to prove nothing. I'm not a motherfucking lawyer. I'm not in the courtroom. All I can go off of is a gun was fired, a woman was injured, and here the fuck we are. Unless you can verify that Megan Thee Stallion was beating the shit out of this man, and the only way that he could defend himself or save himself in that situation was to bust at her feet, you can't really convince me of anything else or any other rightfulness that was done. That's just me. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments, man. I'm sure everyone is still on the side that they were on as this trial was going through in the first place. I'm sure nobody's really wavering. If you were a supporter of Tory, you're probably still there. If you're a supporter of Megan, you're probably still there. But be sure to voice your opinion down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see you guys on the next one. Beautiful people, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the content. Make sure that you're liking and sharing these videos. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the post notification bell so you get all updates. For all of my artists, my artist managers, songwriters, producers, etc. If you need a little bit of extra help with your career, man, make sure that you visit pengameelite.com, okay? That's my website and my community for all upcoming rising music creators. I got 2 books on there, the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and 2. They're going to give you a lot of insights into the music industry, how to monetize your career, how I make my money off of music, because I am a full-time artist outside of doing YouTube videos. If you need some direct help, you can also book a consultation with me on the Pen Game Elite website. And I also have a Pen Game Elite membership. The free tier gives you access to all of these videos that I post on YouTube and a community of people where you can engage. But I do have the membership plus, okay? You can join that for $50 a month or $500 a year, and I will actually go in and do all of the grunt work for you. If you're not registering your songs on your PROs, if you're not with Song Trust or the MLC, if all your collection agencies and all of that stuff are not up to par or up to date, I will go in there and update all of that for you. If you need help uploading your music to a distributor like DistroKid, United Masters, etc., and you've been making mistakes, you've been claiming content ID on material that you really don't own, hey man, stop stealing people's money. If you do this stuff the right way, you're gonna make it anyway, okay? You can join the membership plus, and again, I will do the work for you, and you're gonna get a free consultation every month just for joining. You're also gonna get the 2 books for free soon as you join the membership plus. All right, much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.